Government has told Parliament that the 2012-2013 budget implementation is on track as government has contained expenditures within the budgetary ceiling. The Minister of Finance, Dr. Nkhani was speaking on Friday in Parliament when he presented this year's midterm budget review statement. Dr. Lipenga said despite the economic challenges that the country continues to face, revenue targets and debt repayment are on track. Charles Vintula reports from Parliament.
Friday has been the highlight of this particular sitting, with the Minister of Finance, Dr. Nkhani, presenting before the House an outline of government expenditures and revenue midway through the 2012-2013 financial year. But what has been the highlight of his budget presentation, that is the midterm budget presentation to the National Assembly? Dr. Lipenga first explains on why fuel prices keep on fluctuating after government decided to remove subsidies on fuel and utilities, saying this ended a very expensive subsidy that benefited a few at the expense of many.
Subsidies on fuel, Mr. Speaker, are very costly. In 2011, the cost was 10.5 billion. If this Honourable House had not adopted the automatic pricing mechanism in May 2012, the cost of fuel subsidies by the end of the year would have been at 36 billion kwacha. This would have been paid by the government through cuts. It would have had to be paid through cuts elsewhere in the budget or through increased borrowing with disastrous results.
The minister says the country's economy is moving at an annual growth rate of 1.9%, not as projected though, with growth projected for a rebound to around 5% in 2013. The flotation of the kwacha has seen the local currency losing value to the dollar in response to developments on the global market, leading to tax revenues overperforming due to adjustments in the exchange rate, according to Lipenga.
Tax revenues overperformed by 7.5 billion, while non-tax revenues underperformed by 3.6 billion. Now, tax revenues overperformed largely on account of macroeconomic factors such as the exchange rate adjustment and price increases coupled with efficiencies in tax administration system by the Malawi Revenue Authority. Non-tax revenues, Mr. Speaker, underperformed largely on account of shortfalls in fuel levies.
On the farm input subsidy program, Dr. Lipenga told the House it is moving on well as well.
The implementation of the farm input subsidy program for the 2012-2013 agricultural season progressed very well in the period under review. In total, the program has distributed 154,400 metric tons of fertilizers, comprising 77,200 metric tons of urea and 77,200 metric tons of NPK to 1,544,400 farm families across the country at a subsidized rate of 500 kwacha per kg.
Parliament approved a 408 billion kwacha national budget in June last year, which is being revised as proposed by Capitol Hill to 475 billion kwacha. Having presented the midterm budget review before the House, government will now have to hear from the opposition, because the opposition will be officially responding to this blueprint that has been presented before it by the finance minister. Thereafter, then the rest of the membership of the House, they will also be making their own contributions on this midterm budget review statement. This is Charles Vintula reporting for MBC right here in Parliament in Lilongwe.